Plaintiff Michael Romerman rented an apartment to the defendant, and after he moved in, he moved his girlfriend and a few friends in. Michael claims they were partying constantly in his unit, and the defendant's girlfriend was having sex with the other roommates. Michael suing his former tenant for damages. Defendant Luke Certain says after he rented the apartment from Michael, he noticed Michael had a drinking problem. Luke denies owing Michael for anything.
Start with you.
Well, I met Luke back in October 2012. Him and his buddy wanted to rent one of my units, and was a little apprehensive because they're young, kind of look like partiers. And turns out they work for an old friend of mine. He gave him a good referral, so I gave him a chance. So within a couple months, they move yet another buddy in to the basement, and then Luke's girlfriend moves in. Next thing you know, they're partying every night. Everybody's having fun, getting in fights, putting holes in the walls. Rent wouldn't get paid on time. So then the one roommate tells me that the girlfriend's sleeping with the other roommate that's living in the basement, and said she's a regular broho, and everything's going crazy. Holes in the wall, trash everywhere.
I'm not going to even ask what that means. Go ahead.
It was out of control. The neighbors were calling me, wondering what's going on. The other three roommates at one point wanted Luke out. He refused to leave. So finally, the other two roommates
Why
leave
they want him out?
Because there was drama, and supposedly there was people stealing money and other things.
He must have been really bad. So he didn't leave, and so what happened?
Well, so finally, the two of the guys just stopped showing up around last July, and he swore he's going to get caught up. He's going to be responsible for everything. Then she moved out. About a month later, he abandoned the property, damages everywhere, and I gave him time to get his stuff out, get it cleaned up. He said he was going to do it. So I go to check on the unit, and the front door's unlocked. I walk in, and it's one of the old roommates and the girlfriend. They're partying in this empty apartment with trash all over the place. So that's when I called it and went to court.
Sir?
Well, like you said, I did get the referral off from my prior boss, and I moved in shortly after that in about November. After that time, actually, I started noticing a lot of just things in the house, and when I tried to contact him, I couldn't reach him. And I noticed pretty much that he kind of had a problem with drinking alcohol outside of me partying. Every time I seen him on the premises, whether it was just coming by to see me.
How often was that?
He would probably be there about 3 times a week. It depends if there was a vacant
3 times a week. Hold on, let me just repeat what you told me. So, when you moved in there, a lot of things wrong. Kept trying to contact him, but you couldn't.
Correct.
Yet he was coming by 3 times a week.
Just because he was on the property.
You might need a drink, doctor. Get him a drink. What else you want to tell me, sir?
Well, shortly after that time, like I said, he did develop. I noticed that he did have a developed drinking habit. Just to give you an example, I was hanging out in my room drinking a couple beers with some friends, as you were saying, and I was sitting in my window playing Xbox, where then he comes up, runs up, slaps me on the back, jumps up through my window, slaps me on the back. At that time, I'm thinking, heck, even if it's the hood or it's Beverly Hills, nobody should be jumping through your window. So I turn around, kind of anticipated maybe a fight or an animal or something, and it's him just jumping around, laughing his butt off, goofy, drunk off his excuse my language.
How did you end up leaving?
Actually, I did contact him, trying to go ahead and get up on the rent, because 2 of the gentlemen did abandon the property, and one was actually on the lease with me. But I tried to make everything right, try to make the bills up as I could, but it really, I gave him what I could every single month. It was usually a little less or a little more for that month, trying to catch up on a couple months back. In that time also, I noticed that my heater didn't even work with the winter coming, so I replaced the thermostat in my pocket, and that didn't fix it. So then I went and I got an AC guy to come and work on it out of my pocket once again. And I also had leaking pipes under my sinks. I had to replace that out of my pocket once again as well.
Sir, you want to tell me why you're suing him about damages?
Well, they left the property just in total disarray. There was 6 or 7 holes in the wall, broken items throughout the place. Different fixtures were broken, doors, windows. When he moved out, it was like that? Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah.
What windows and fixtures were broken?
Were there holes in the wall?
There were before I moved out. They were caused by my former roommates, and I actually patched them with drywall before I left, along with leaving the new thermostat, and I put a brand new fixture in his bathroom.
Oh, so there was nothing wrong when you moved?
No.
Okay, nothing. No damages to the property.
No. There was
You're a good guy. Pardon?
There was some debris left in there, like
Okay.
furniture.
Wow.
But that was left by the prior tenant on the lease.
But
who abandoned
nothing
the
that
property
would.
2 months.
All right, that's just moving. If anything, it would cause moving expenses to move the debris out.
Correct.
All right. He says there were no damages. You have any evidence?
Okay, so yeah, he made a half-hearted attempt. I mean, it was terrible workmanship. There was a couple drywall patches. We had to redo them. I've got photos of it.
There you go.
You can tell very clearly exactly how bad the workmanship was there.
But he did try to repair some?
There was an attempt. It was pretty shoddy workmanship. It's quite obvious.
All right. So he needed to paint it. Is he drywalled it? More wall work by the master remodeler. Luke took these, the wash and dryer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, those did disappear at some point.
I actually left the dryer, the gas dryer, at the
And
location.
I do see you missed this hole.
That hole was there when I moved in. That actually just fell
Sir, you
off
said
the
that
wall.
you left. You said you fixed everything.
That's not a hole, though. It's just a piece of paint that pulled off the
but
wall.
you said you fixed everything.
But I didn't incur that damage.
Let's go over this again. I said, sir, you missed this hole. You said that hole was there when I moved in. When I reminded you that you told me you had fixed everything, you said that's not a hole. That's something that's been pulled off the wall. So you contradicted yourself again, as you have throughout your testimony. So I'm going to grant his judgment. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Pretty obvious. Once again, more stories from Luke. His name is for it.
I mean,
Mr. Excuses.
I mean, the judgment's the judgment, so there's not really much I can say after that.
How's your girlfriend doing?
Oh, really?